gets more and more sad as it gets more and more empty.
Yes. So, good morning. Welcome back to Into the Jeremy Verse. Today we are doing a talking head spectacular regarding a holiday special that we are working on because, quite frankly, the holidays are very busy for everybody except for me. And I have lots of free time at work, mentally at least. And to fill that void, I dream of emptying out the whiskey glass that's already empty and playing Dungeons and Dragons or other role playing games. So I wanted to do a game straying from our usual RPG styles. Uh, and I told my players, make a joke bird character uh, and we'll put them into a game. And so I've been making some dummy rules. Thought it'd be cool just to keep it very simple, have some fun with it, let them have fun with it. Don't get all tied down into trying to take out all the hit points on a monster. Not worrying about their hit points constantly because I don't care if they live or die, but if they die, the story stops. So where's the fun in that? John, what do you have to fill in?
It definitely leaves more room for role play rather than simple. I cast Fire Burst. This is how much damage it does.
Yes.
Oh, it's my turn again. I cast Fire Burst again.
Yeah.
I need a save.
Yeah, you are the most boring, most effective character. It's fantastic.
Oh, it was great. I was the only one actually attacking.
Yeah, no, actually, it's good. I don't mind characters like that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. Especially for people who like the game, who like playing it as the game, follow all the rules, follow all the boundaries. I tend to get lackadaisical on reading. I will read thousands of pages of anything, and then somebody will be like, "Can you read the rule book?" And I will just die for 2 days and be like, "Sorry, I ran out of time. I was dead. I couldn't be bothered to pay attention to rules."
There was just too many rules on one thing.
Yeah, so I decided to write my own rules. Here's kind of there we go. That's a good view. These are just like half-assed notes, realistically. But I wanted to pull some of the major rules and just make it straightforward. I told my players, don't worry about your stats. Don't roll for your nothing. Just we're gonna play it kind of straight. So
who needs balancing?
Balancing is for the storyteller. That's what it is. So we kind of made it easy to get successes. Yes, you have a higher chance of not doing a full success, but at least some partial success. You know, you might be moving in to attack an enemy and disarm him, but all you really do is strike his arm and stun him for a minute. You know, he doesn't take damage, he doesn't lose his weapon, but maybe you've got something against him. You know, it gives you an opportunity for the next person to attack him. Also, I kind of wanted to encourage casting spells. If we have spellcasters, like use all of them. Go for it. Like you said, it's very effective to use a spell that you're very good at.
Mm-hmm. Fire Burst.
But storytelling wise, it gets boring. I mean, geez, oh Pete, how many times can Harry Potter cast the spell that brings things to him? Like it's almost a trope at that point of, how will I ever get this? I know. I'm going to cast the spell that brings it right to me. Nobody else has ever thought of that.
Nope. Totally original.
Yeah, and it kind of makes the story boring. Oh, and then again, there is an element of you're anticipating them doing that. That does get kind of fun. I guess as a spectator, you know, where you know that John Wick is going to shoot the guy. It's just a matter of when and how. So you kind of wait in anticipation on how they're going to do it. So I guess I'm very contradictory on this one, very hypocritical. But I'd like to see some variety, you know. I want to see a spellcaster fill out a full range. And if you read this, you know, I kind of like to see what they do to replenish. Yeah, they could take short rest. They could take a long rest. You know, let's say you're in a pinch, though. You know, you're in a running battle and you've got moments. You've lost the enemy on the other side of the hill. How do you call in your magical sugar daddy for some more spells? Or like, man, I wish I didn't have to do this, guys, but I'm going to have to fulfill part of my contract to my patron to get more. And then you're like actively like cooking and sending food through a portal to your patron in exchange for more magic.
Sounds like a very generous patron.
Yes.
If all you have to do is cook them food. Either that or very lazy because they're having you cook for them.
Good food. Perhaps you are a really good chef. You're a better chef than you are a magician. I didn't write your character. I don't know what you are. I literally don't know what any of my players are except for one. Johnny texted me the name of his character and a picture of it. But that just leads to more questions. One thing here we want to do is get rid of hit points. They're good. They're great. They're smart. This kind of reminded me a lot of Shadowrun, where every time you would take damage, each success against you lowered your hit boxes until you had maxed out how much you could actually get hit and you were dead. So for this, every successful hit on you is a check, but it goes just for the enemies as well, right? So instead of like, you could have an enemy with only 15 health, and if your attacks hit and you just whiff on the damage, you could have to hit it 5 or 6 times to kill it. Oh, it's got resistance to that. Oh, it's strong. It dodged a little. This will give you a bit of a chance of, you only have to hit a skeleton twice to kill it. You don't got to worry about all the hitting every last hit point. I don't know how many times in any of our games or any of your games out there, you get to 1 hit point left on whatever the guy is, and your GM's like, I'm not going to let it die. Nope. It gets 1 more round of attacks, and then if you guys fail that's on you. Or like somebody's has the most spectacular attack. It leaves it at 1 hit point, and then somebody else walks up, sneezes on it, and it's dead.
Yep. We've definitely had a few of those.
Yeah. When I was coming up with this, it started off literally as a joke, make a joke bird character. We'll go from there. And like every good DM, I'm like, I will prepare a brief story that they can get done in 2 hours. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, this is a 7-hour journey.
And that's when he realized he made a mistake.
Yes. This is the real price of Dungeons and Dragons. It's not the devil I sold my soul to. It's the time that I sold my soul to. I'll be on my deathbed. I'll be like, I can't die yet. We haven't finished 82 campaigns. I'm still writing the story on the first one. But, I wanted to do a bird world. What would it look like? What kind of attacks would happen? As we describe this world, you'll find most of the animal species are bird related or avian or something similar. And, it's kind of cool I know it's dumb now. You can hear bird calls in the background. But, if it's like a bird world, are all the sentient species birds? Or all the monsters birds? Or is it like kind of like Earth where humans are humans? Yeah, we've got similar, chimps and apes that are kind of similar, but nobody's going to just confuse them straight up for a human. Is that true for the bird world? And on Earth, like not every animal is ape-like. So in the bird world, I was toying. Do I go with the idea that everything is bird flavored, or do I go with only the sentient species are bird flavored? Everything else is something else. There's no actual birds in the world.
That second one could be fun.
Yeah, I thought so. Because it's like, oh, what do I hear? You hear reptile noises and insects.
Nothing else.
Yeah, that's it. Like, oh, where's the songbirds? There are no songbirds. Like,
hey, that's racist.
You know what? Everybody can be a songbird if they want.
I know. Just because Timmy didn't choose to be a bard doesn't mean he can't be a songbird.
He might have. I don't know. I didn't ask. Look, when somebody wants to be a bard, that's between them and their medical advisor, their personal physician, as it were. Are
you willing to go out and try to seduce everything with a pulse?
Or die trying? You have accelerated syphilis. Oh.
You have every STD known to man.
Known to bird, thank you. We don't even know.
Known to reptile, because maybe you weren't going after birds.
Yes. All the Fae species, all like the older races out in the wilderness. You know, instead of being elves and dwarves, it's like lizard folk and the myconids. The Encore, the bug people.
Mm-hmm.
I have a half-elf child. What's a half-elf? I have a bunch of half-Encore children.
You see that spore bed over there? I tapped that.
It's just a cave filled with fungus that has a sign on it now that says "No bards allowed." You know what you did. And somebody is like graffitiing on it everything. And that falls under the concept of do not feed your DM ideas. Yep. So you can see here in these brief moments how it was difficult for me to leave this as a 2-hour joke. So we're going to try to get outside of our regular quickly. Time. It evolved into an advanced form of itself very quickly. I mean, I guess technically with the story I wrote, you could blow through it in 2 hours if everybody talks quickly and keeps me on track.
Oh, you know that's not happening.
Never. You'll have to have somebody standing behind me with a cattle prod to keep me going. Midjourney AI had some very interesting concepts of bird person world as well. Or this thing, but it's actually a bird. Bring up one of my favorite ones here.
Uh-oh.
I showed you this earlier, so don't be overly surprised. But the Canadian hell goose, as we've named it. Oh, don't you see all those images? Yeah. I don't know what the AI was really trying to pull off. I kind of like the play of the flames. The flames are clearly behind it, but it lights up the front of the feathers.
Well, clearly the flames are coming from within.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This is a very demonic bird.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. It was brilliantly demonic. What was another one here? I think I toyed around. I said, oh, you know what? I'm not going to show you that one. Oh, here is another one. This was another goose and fire was added in. I don't know why it became a sparkler with the tiniest goose wings ever.
Well, that's just a second bird behind him.
Oh, that would make more sense. Don't mind Philip. He's always playing with sparklers in the background. That Philip. But then I not using AI, going back to 3.5, I found this beautiful wonder. Yeah, I'm not sure what they were going for here, but it seemed wonderfully whimsical and something horrific to the party.
No, not horrific. That could be a mount.
You know, it could be, except that's 20 foot tall. It's actually a giant lizard that it's holding. That would be fantastic.
Okay, so a party-sized mount.
Yes. Nope, not gonna go share that one. Stop sharing before you catch all the secrets. Yeah, no, it was kind of fun. This campaign, I like it. It's a good story. It's a good short story, more or less. Fairly self-contained. And if I die before we do anything after this, at least everybody will be like, well, at least we got out of that. Only some of my questions have been left unanswered. I also found out that Midjourney does not know how to count very well, at least not in the free version. Because I would be like, 5 children are playing in the forest, and then it would send me a picture of like 25 children standing side by side, staring into the distance. It's like, wow, this is some very Children of the Corn stuff. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, AI. I can't wait till it takes over the world and it gives us like tasks as humans. Like, human, you must construct this, and it gives you like blueprints to some Escherian building. It's like, I can't make that, and it's like, then you will die and your children will make it. It's like, oh great, now we're going to try at least. Those idiots couldn't build themselves out of a brick, Lego brick. But one thing I wanted to get away from is the Christmas special, the holiday, where you take, this is very specifically about Thanksgiving, and we're just putting it into a different world. That's not what's happening here. In fact, your characters are all heading towards a town where you're in the town where they're having a feast of a saint, and it's just a big celebration of like one specific event that was proven in history, like an actual thing, not like a religious holiday, not a national holiday. It was like the people have chosen to celebrate this.
Careful. You're going to set off the comments with that kind of talk.
Wow.
They're
welcome to comment. I dare you, you cowards. I'm going to come back and the 5 people that watch videos are going to be like, how dare you call me a coward? I'm going to watch this and comment. I'll show you.
We're going to have words at work.
I know. Mr. Hobbert said he was going to watch this morning. I don't see him watching, so I'm judging him.
Judgment.
Yeah. When he comes in on Tuesday, I'm going to let him know exactly how I feel.
Shame.
I'll ask him pointed questions. How did you feel about the way the story resolved with this? And he'll be like, I really like the interplay of words between the cast and the mayor of the town. Oh, really? Because we didn't actually play, you liar.
Ah, got him.
Taken down by my own hubris. Show him. So what kind of questions do you have as we're just chit-chatting here? What kind of things do you wonder about the world?
I mean, we've kind of answered a few of them.
Yeah.
What kind of creatures will be predominantly going against our birdkin?
Yep. Are you familiar with an Earthak?
I am not.
Good. Good.
Well,
You
now I
will
got to
be.
look it up.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that. I don't know.
Hang on. I
You,
can.
you've been pretty good at bringing up a creature and then spontaneously throwing it into one of our games that we're in the near future.
Oh, that's there. We'll give you little hints of what it is.
Well, that's not terrifying.
Yeah, no, you should see the Arrowhead Hawk. That thing was. Ugh. Prison. I need to get faster at clicking on these. How about this number?
Looks like two different birds fused together at the back.
Right? Yeah. It's a fun little ditty. Like I was telling John here, I was perusing the 3.5 monster manual, just looking at winged monsters and stuff, and I'm like, oh, these seem like fun. Sonic Lance, that sounds cool.
Just a tad bit.
Yes. Oh, what was it? I found a magic item I was going to bring up here.
I don't know. You're the one who found it.
I know. I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to you.
Well, then why am I even here?
That is a question we ask ourselves every day.
Well, yeah.
That's not it. Found a ring that lets you eat anything as though it was a nutritious meal.
Anything?
Anything. Where'd it go? The Ring of Goat. While wearing this carved horn ring, you can consume virtually any organic matter such as grass, leaves, twigs, linen, leather, etc. Find it tasty and sustaining as normal food.
Okay, so that's a little bit beyond or restricted from the realm of anything.
Anything. Yeah,
I was going down the realm of, oh, I'm just going to pick up this handful of dirt. There's lunch.
Yeah, that would have been cooler. No, I can't find it. Oh, well. Oh, I did put the fireball catching shield into the list of items you could find. Oh, that's what it was. It's the Lance of Gentle Repose.
Okay.
Anything killed with the lance cannot be made undead as long as it is still pierced by the lance.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Are you expecting this to just start gathering a large group of corpses on the end of this lance?
I don't know. I mean, that's your problem. I don't know. I have no specific plans on anything that just keeps raising undead left and right.
Sure.
In fact, in our campaigns, the only ones that have been talking about raising undead are the players.
I have not been talking about raising undead. That's the others.
Well, you're in the team. You haven't associated yourself with them as of yet, so.
I think all those conversations have happened when I've been elsewhere.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you're going to tell the constabulary. Stick to it. I'm glad you're practicing this storyline. One other item I found on there, though, it was the Necromancer's Saddle. And you can saddle any large skeleton. And it becomes an animated mount that tries to act as though it's a skeletal horse.
Okay.
And it lasts this way until it takes so much damage or you remove the saddle, at which point it just turns to dust and you still have a saddle.
Well, that could definitely be interesting.
I know. Especially with, I'm going to phrase this as succinctly as possible, especially with you idiots and the dumb things you like to do. I mean, it's my fault for raising you this way and giving you the opportunity.
Yeah.
But like I said, like the first thing you guys killed that Fomorian, and the first thing was, I'm going to raise it from the dead. Well, you can't. That takes 10 minutes. Also, it's the wrong size. You literally can't do it. You could try, but it won't work.
See, that wasn't me.
I know. If they're successful, though, I am going to blame you for not stopping them. Just in an ethical sense, not as a DM.
I don't think it would go through because there's several in our party that are kind of against the undead.
Yeah, but I don't know how much they would be that against using an undead. Like, you guys are pretty well versed in any weapon works once. You know, like the right tool for the right job. Oh, we have to go into this small room. Yeah, if you can raise that Fomorian from the undead, shove it into that room and have it kill everything and then release it from its existence. I bet you would do it. How about I'm going to beat somebody with their brother's testicles?
Again,
that didn't
not
get
my character.
You encourage it by not discouraging it.
You go talk to the 400 and some odd pound turtle with the gauntlets of gripping.
Yeah, well, wait till I get him the, was it a scroll? Where did you go here? Rat cart, no. The potion of skeletal projection.
Oh, yeah.
When you drink this potion, your skeleton emerges from your body and is animated as an undead skeleton, which you inhabit and control. Any damage or other effects that apply to your skeletal form have no effect on your flesh body, nor do they persist when you return to it. The effect ends after 10 minutes. When you use an action to dismiss it, or when your skeletal form is reduced to 0 hit points. I can see that turtle bastard finding as many of those as he can.
Just abusing the scare and intimidation factor he would now have.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Let me just walk into this room of normal people and have this mixed in with my drink. So as I drink from this tavern's mug, all of my flesh suddenly falls from my bones and I start screaming in agony and horror and see who all's still awake in a minute.
You know, the ultimate, hang on, watch this. No, thank you. I would rather not lose my lunch. Which is another one was the belt of ogre stench, which wearing it, anybody within like 20 feet of you has to make a con check of 13 continuously, or they become sickened.
I think at this point you're just making messed up magic items to screw with us.
I am finding messed up magic items, and that one did not make it to the list of possible things to find. I saw it, and I'm like, ugh, that'd be nasty, because I know somebody would put it on.
Well, yeah. I'm probably one of the only characters is like, oh, this thing's magical. I'm going to wait till we know what it does.
Oh, and I was wrong, and I'm going to let it stay. I told you guys you had found a wand of web. It was actually a wand of frowns.
Of frowns?
Yes. Yes. Which is like the wand of smiles, except they're frowns. I may let you guys have both. that was a kind of like a DM error in your favor with a decent wet wand and a, well, I guess we could use it to be funny wand. So yeah, Birdsville. You guys are will be in the Feathered Vale, heading to the Pheasants Down town.
Are we seeing how many bird puns we can make?
Yes. I literally have been writing down bird puns for 5 days now.
Nice.
I mean, you were going to be at one point in time asked to protect the exalted, glorious governor. And those are not even the bad ones. Those are good puns. I need to get a Baduntis soundtrack going. Just giving you guys like full authority on clicking it every time it's a bad joke. Like, we caught that. Who did that?
We all know who did it.
No, was it Shatterblight where they were every time you catch a reference, you get inspiration?
I have no idea.
I think it was their holiday special they did that. I can't remember if it was them or if it was Dungeons and Daddies. When they did one, it was like every time any of the players caught on to one of like the jokes that the DM made, like they got a perk. And there we go, making new rules.
Oh yeah, on the fly.
Yep, that's my favorites. One other thing though, else we're going to get rid of attacks of opportunity, and kind of play them more into like maybe parrying attacks or I don't know. Like I appreciate in combat the attack of opportunity. I appreciate it as a DM because it gives you guys opportunity or me opportunity to kill somebody. But I think for storytelling, it's another one of those ones that just kind of ties down time. I do this. Well, I respond with this. Now it's my turn, and I do that. Well, he responds with this. All right. I mean, I guess. Tit for tat. Tet to tet.
Back and forth, back and forth. And we're still not even complete with one turn yet.
Yes. It would be a tit in this world. Man, I need to look up more bird names. Like the ones that are like, these shouldn't be published in schools. Like, children aren't allowed to say these things. Oh, I forgot that I put this monster in there. Add another one to the list of possible things for you to fight.
Lovely.
Yes. I think so. I've also been following some other people's AI art, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good one. That's going in there for sure. Does I have a stat block? No. I'm going to wing the entire thing. It ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Well, a hawk wing. Have you ever wondered?
It could be chickens.
It could be. I saw somebody somewhere made like the ring of summoned abyssal chicken. Like, that's a pretty good one. I like that. It's a handy item. I wouldn't eat it, but you know, you could send it in as fodder.
It's just a terrible thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if it was like, oh, this thing can breathe fire.
Yes.
We have a chicken. An uncooked chicken.
Behold, a man. And you send it into the room. You get an armor made out of explosives. Or what is it? The wizard's familiar can do a simple action, so it pulls the pin from a grenade. Now we need a new familiar, but at least we're out of that encounter.
That got twisted real quick.
Right. It kind of came back to the conversation we had the other day of, could you ritualistically sacrifice a player or NPC or whatever to summon something or do some infernal contract, and then within 1 minute revivify them and just keep doing it ad nauseum every time you needed the contract to be refulfilled? Well, we're killing him again. Time to keep going with your end of it, demon.
The sacrifice has been killed. Do what you do, demon. Oh, the sacrifice is back. Bye, demon.
Yep.
There was no sacrifice. As you can see, he's clearly alive in the corner.
Right. Well, you know, it's kind of the catch. We said you could have his soul. We didn't say when. We successfully completed the ritual. You can have his soul.
Just not right now.
Yeah, everything on paper is on the up and up. This is legally binding. There's no way to get around it until like the demon just makes a contract with somebody else to come after you. Like, oh no, they've become too powerful to let live. Also, I want that one dead.
And it went from ha ha ha, we have an on-call demon to, for the love of God, don't let him die.
Yeah. Yeah, like the demon you summon pops up, but also like 18 of his lackeys, that his personal hit squad. All right, boys, next time I disappear, you're coming with me.
That could be an interesting encounter.
Yes.
Protect the cleric while they use Revivify.
Bring him back, bring him back, bring him back. You see the demon over there, he's like, by my calculations, you've used up your last 100 gold piece diamond. Why weren't we keeping track better?
I thought you had notes on that. No, you were the one keeping notes on that.
They're just like tattooed tally marks on the deceased.
And now we've gone into how note-taking could save your party's life.
It could always save your party's life. Oh, yeah, speaking of note-taking, there was another, at least one more item you guys never had identified, too.
Yeah, now it's gone.
Minimum. No, not that one.
There's another one?
Yeah, you found it when you stole those goblins' lunch after you painted the walls with them.
The whip?
Yeah.
I didn't sense magic from it.
You didn't check it.
Oh, now you're just being cheeky with my wording.
Yes. Well. Also, I believe it was from a session that Gura, the player, was gone. And so I let the character find it. Nobody else wanted it. So his character has it. He doesn't know because he was gone and we forgot to tell him.
Did Gura take it or did Shamael take it?
Gura took it. Like, Shamael brought it up and, like, Gura opened up the box and started pulling everything out. And they're like, well, here, keep that. That's just a whip. Nobody else wants it. I think I literally worded it as, does anybody else want this? And everybody's like, no, it's a whip. And I happened to find myself a handy-dandy guide to the different magical schools, because we all know I'm stupid on those.
Yay.
Yeah, it's, let's see here. Illusion, you make someone look like a frog. Transmutation, you turn someone into a frog. Enchantment, you make someone think they're a frog. You make a frog appear, you protect the frog, you kill the frog, you revive the dead frog. Divination, you know that it was actually a toad and not a frog the whole time. Well, that'll come in handy.
Especially considering how I use Detect Magic a lot. And I'm like, all right, at least tell me what school it's from. And you're like, I hate you.
Yes. It's from one of the ones that cast spells. You can tell that just by looking.
You can tell it is magical.
You'd be more inclined to get me to tell you what it does than what school it's from.
Hey, if it saves me gold.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh, you've been blessed with a wondrous item. Just wait till you find out what it does and how it works.
What, the whip?
Nope. No, the whip is cool. The whip is what is it? It's the whip of the sidearm or the alternate weapon. Basically, every time you get disarmed, it becomes one of 1d4 items. It's a whip, a dagger, a short sword, and something else.
And we gave it to the person who can't be disarmed.
Essentially, well, he could. The only thing he ever uses those gauntlets on is
other
beings.
Not his actual weapon.
And I also changed the flavoring on that weapon, so it's not really cursed, but it's close enough that it's not when you're disarmed. It's if you don't sheath it, like if you throw it to the ground, it just comes back to your hand.
Oh, love.
Like I drop my whip and draw out my whip.
You can't. Your hands full.
Oh.
With what? I haven't pulled out my Morning Star yet. You're right. You're still holding the whip.
I drop my whip and reach into your pocket. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Still useful. Honestly, when I told Alex about it, he's like, I might actually use that. That's actually kind of handy. I'm like, they don't do a lot of damage, but literally you can't ever lose your weapon. You just keep throwing it and it comes back. I don't think I would let it be used as a throwing weapon, though. Like, once it leaves your hand, it really doesn't do anything but return to your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The last session, you guys actually did find a wondrous item. But then you stopped. We had to call the session quits for the night after that, so it's not like there's anything you can do at that point. You're going to have to wait 4 more days.
It's just kind of there.
Yes. It's in your possession. That's all I had to do. After this, it's your problem. You choose not to follow it, that's fine. That's on you. Man, locking up that garage door really made a difference in here.
Yeah, it's actually kind of warm.
It's not freezing, actually. I'm going to have to get another pool noodle to finish it off, or maybe find some styrofoam to put up there. So it doesn't hinder the door movement, but it also shuts it off.
I was going to say, helps insulate it a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to do that tonight. And my new screen should be coming in if it turns on. Aaron said I could have his 75-inch plasma that he hasn't had turned on in 5 years. It has burning in, it has burning in one corner, but I don't care. If I'm either going to use it as a battle map or as a garage TV, that's not going to bother me at all. And I'm sure it's old enough plasma, it's going to heat up like an oven in this garage.
I mean, would that be such a bad thing when it's like 20 degrees outside right now?
No, I'm ecstatic. I can't wait. And in the summertime, it's going to be well ventilated. It won't matter. Shoot, come summertime, I won't even need these background noises. I'll just have the door open. You can hear actual birds. I'll be like some sort of abominable Cinderella out there GMing in the driveway with the animals running around me. But instead of like helpful squirrels and chipmunks and sparrows, it's going to be like some crow that won't shut up and a possum that's screaming in the background.
A possum that's screaming in the background.
Yes. I won't lie. I want a pet possum. I don't think anybody else in my house No, I take that back. My wife would not be happy with that. I bet the kids would love it. They're like, it's Daddy's ugly puppy. That's right. It's the ugly puppy.
That screams.
Yeah. Ah! I love possums. There won't be a tick in this house. Just you watch. Just the incessant screaming of my giant rat.
Hey, whatever works.
Yes. Nope. I'm excited for this story, even if it's going to be fairly short-lived. It's like a dad joke. It's really great to build up to it, and then it's over too quickly, and everybody's in fear for the next time it rears its head.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So for now, I'm going to call the stream. You don't have to stay here, but you don't have to go home either. It's a free country. But shout out to Midjourney. Made a bunch of the art that I was sharing today. The wonderful writers of the Monster Manual for 3.5 D&D. It's had some beautiful artwork that we will be running off of, and some wonderfully crafted monsters will be cannibalizing. And that's about it for what we've done today. In StreamYard, I'm actually enjoying using StreamYard, so I should have clicked it. They had a link that if you use their link and everybody else uses it, we get $25. That'll pay for 1 month of me using StreamYard.
Yeah, click the link.
Yeah.
Do it.
Pay so I don't have to. Please. I'm begging you.